This is part 2 of our series of breaking down spiritual knowledge in a more logical sense so you can understand it and understand it. Now we're going over psychics and mediums. What are psychics and what are mediums? And can everybody be one? So first, let's break down psychics. What psychics are? Psychics are people that are in tune. They have a more sensitivity to the energies, the fields, because everything in this reality is energy, frequency, and vibration. They have a more sensitive attunement to it. So they're able to read the energy on whatever. Say for example, if you're getting a reading from a psychic, and what they're doing is actually reading the energy on what you're on now, the vibrational wave that you're on now, so they can give you, direction of where you're going. But you can always change the future. The future is never written in stone. So we never really read the future for what it is because it's always changing. It's malleable. It's not stuck in stone. So that's why when people come and get a reading from me or get a reading from any psychic or medium and stuff like that, that what they're doing is they're picking up on the energy, they're reading the energy field that they're producing now, and on that trajectory, these are the most outcomes that are going to happen from their trajectory. Now, if it's something you don't like, you can always change it. That's why people get readings. They come, I have clients that come and get readings. They come every couple of years or whatever, every couple months or whatever, and they get a reading because they've, went on the trajectory that they wanted to go in. Now they want to see what's next, and if it's something that's in alignment with that, then they're legitimately started switching their reality so they can be able to create the reality that they really want to create. So in general, a psychic is someone that's picking up on the vibrational energy fields that's in the ether and within yourself to give you a direction of where you're going on now. So what is a medium? Now, psychics are not mediums, but mediums are psychics as well. So mediumship goes like a step further. You're not just reading the energies on the vibrational field. Mediumship, you're also picking up on other energies that have passed over, loved ones, other consciousness, because everything is in this field. You're picking up like a different layer of the field, a more deeper layer of the field. And so what that is like, for example, if you're getting a reading from a medium, you come to a medium, you come to us because you're wanting to connect with your ancestors. You want to connect with someone that has passed away or something like that. You want to attune to that. So it's just like, say, for example, another radio. You have radios that pick up on certain channels, and then you have radios that pick up on other channels or whatever. Neither one of them is better than the other. We don't do that over here. But they're just different ways on how to be able to read the energy. Now, a medium will also be able to give you a psychic reading as well. That's why you will always sometimes see, like, when people say they're mediums, they say psychic medium, because you're able to pick up on the regular energies as well as other energies as well. So that is the difference between psychics and mediums. Now, when people say, some people tend to have this belief that, oh, you can only be a medium or you can only be a psychic, this and that, and all this stuff. Everybody wants to be special. But in the whole grand scheme of things, we all come from one source, one energy, one thing. So with that being said, we all have this ability to be able to tap into it, but some people are more sensitive to tap into it. So, and the reason why is because in different lifetimes, you might have strengthened your gifts as just a psychic, and it comes to you naturally. In other lifetimes, you might have strengthened your gift as a medium, and that's with other gifts as well. And so it comes to you more naturally. Not saying that you can't in this lifetime develop it, but it will take more inside of you because you've never actually tuned into that. That's just like in physical life. Say for somebody that fixed on cars and someone that fixed on computers or whatever. Not saying that the other person can't go learn how to fix on computers, but they have to legitimately do the work even more because it doesn't come natural to them anymore because they've already done the work to be a mechanic. And with that being said, just because they're psychic or mediums does not mean they could not be wrong. Now, let me give you some examples of what might happen in a reading. Now, sometimes, like, your spirit team would not let them get certain insight on you because it's certain things that you're meant to go inside and realize yourself. That's one thing. Another thing is that we have to be very mindful. Like, if you're a medium or a psychic or a psychic medium or anything like that, you have to have spiritual hygiene. That is your very most important tool. So that's why with me or whatever, if I'm doing my shadow work or going through my dark nights of the soul or whatever, I don't do readings on that part of the time. That time right there is for me to go inside of myself because I don't want to pick up on a frequency, because if you're not aware, you can pick up on a frequency that's not even that person. It might even be your own frequency and you're putting it out there. That's why when people first get into their gifts, especially if you do not know how to protect yourself and cultivate that within yourself. When people first started doing readings, they used to have a lot of doom and gloom readings all the time. The world is about to end, chaos is about to end or whatever and all this stuff. And they can't really see the bigger picture, the higher timelines. That's why you want to be very mindful when you get a reading from anyone to know where the energy are. They're not saying that, psychic or mediums that are on a higher vibrational wavelength or whatever will not pick up on other things, but they're also able to decipher and read into it a little bit more, because what might look like surface level of saying like it's going to be a flood across the whole world, that right there on a high vibrational wavelength could even mean that it's going to be a flood of consciousness. You have to be able to read between the lines even more. So that's why it's so important to be able to know when you're getting a reading from someone where they are. And as a psychic and as a medium, It is your duty to be able to keep that personal hygiene. Don't be going around here giving readings to people and you're not vibrationally where you need to be, and that is just common knowledge in general. So if that helped you to understand what psychics and what psychic mediums are, comment below on what spiritual gift you want me to break down next. Love you.